update you. Excuse, I got no makeup on and I'm in my onesie that's got a huge stain down it. I need to wash it. Please ignore. I'm just going to show you the progress that we've made. So we've had some time lapses, which I'll probably insert after this. So this is the spare room. It's been completely stripped of wallpaper now, because we've realised we've got less than a month until our welcome barbecue and we've got people coming to stay. And this is the guest bedroom, so we kind of need to like wrap it up a little. Some of the walls are obviously disgusting. I mean, they look mouldy, but they're not. It's really strange. And then on these sort of two walls, it looks like it's literally just crumpling away, really. So Andy and his friend Tristan are going to skim it, hopefully, just with plaster. My beauty room has completely taken form and is also a junk pile. Yay! So my dad and Andy have been really, really clever with the bathroom. It's just starting to get underway now. So we have floorboards so we can walk all the way through. Dad had like sort of put them down, but they are actually like secure and like screwed in. And so our bath is actually in the bathroom now, which is a big transformation because it was in the living room, then it was in the dining room, and now it's actually in the bathroom. Can't use it, but it's in the right place. So they've plasterboarded this wall that was had like, it just needed to sort of be plastered, and we had like a gap in there from when that was like an airing cupboard, and Andy's filled in that hole that was up there from the pipe. So they basically come up with a very clever solution. So we've got a standing bath, obviously, and our bathroom is like a nice size, but it's not like huge that we can just like have it. So we originally were going to have it along that wall straight, and then my dad and Andy were thinking about it, and they've come up with an idea of having it on a diagonal, which I love. So I'm just gonna flip the camera around and show you, and so you can kind of see. Okay, so as you come into the door, Andy and my dad have built this little platform here. Because we've got a standing bath and the way the pipes run underneath the floorboards, we need to have the bath raised up so we can access the pipes. It just wouldn't have worked if the bath was flat on the floorboards. So they've made this raised platform, which isn't really raised that much. But originally it was just going to be a square platform. We were going to have like the head end of the bath that way, all the way down to sort of this end, and then like a tap probably on that end. But Dad was like, why don't you put it on an angle? And it really opens up the room. Obviously I can't show you because the bath's there and I can't lift it by myself. So it's gonna sort of be across like that, and then the tap's gonna come sort of from that corner over the bath. That's where the sink sort of bit is gonna be for the bath. And then we're going to have our sink here, so Andy's just put in all the pipes for like the hot water and things. And then that way, like they basically came to the idea of it, so it really opens it up and we can kind of like walk to the sink. Because originally it was going to sort of like be half over, like this was going to sort of like come out to where that pipe is. And then it would have been like sort of floating on a like sort of stand. So it's really like they've made the most of the space that we have in here. And then I think that's going to be like a little hatch. We're going to have like a tool cabinet up here to like store towels and like toilet roll and things like that. But that's going to be at the bottom of the drawer. So if something drastic happens, we need to shut off the water. And he's going to make a little sort of like hatch there so we can access all the pipes, which is really clever. My dad and Andy also removed, so there was like a weird like sort of, I don't know, like block in there. And I don't know, it's just a really sort of strange arrangement. My dad reckons that originally this was two separate rooms, so like the toilet in one room, the bathroom in the other, which is interesting, but I think that's what they used to do a lot with old houses. So they've removed that, and it's already made the window look so much more open, which is great. We said maybe later down the line, maybe having like just one solid window, but money wise at the moment we're just going to leave it as that, and my dad's going to put new frosted glass in. Because all of the windows have broken down. So that's pretty much everything up to date so far. So now I'm going to assemble. So we've bought from Wayfair. Wayfair is literally the love of my life. Sorry, Andy. So we've ordered some bedside tables as well as our dining room table. my nana, bless her, has bought our dining room table for us. She's so sweet. She was like, I really, really want to buy you something for your house and you're not giving me anything. And I was like, we can't buy anything yet, but like, we have no room. And now that things are getting more and more together, I'm like, yeah, actually we can order a dining room table now, because at the moment we've just been eating off of our laps. And we've got that lovely big dining room downstairs that still needs to be done. So it'll kind of be nice to have something a bit more set in place. But we got some bedside tables. Oh, that's another thing that's been done. So Andy is very clever. I've always wanted drop down copper lights for the bedside tables. So we've got one on each side, and on my side we've got the little switch for them. So these are from B&Q, and I honestly love just the look of it. Excuse, the bed hasn't been made, sorry. So eventually I'm going to paint the bed frame white, so it's got a bit of contrast to the background. But yeah, these are the copper lights, and Andy came up with the idea and I love it. So we came across these big light bulbs, and originally we were just going to have like one of them really big exposed light bulbs, like the huge light bulbs dangling down. And I was like, why don't we like, you know, like I really love them, but I don't want just them. I've always wanted like the dome pendant lights. So we've put a big one inside, which originally we were going to see if we can like get it to come out, but I think I kind of like how it is, because you only really see it if you like look up, and I don't know, I just think it's really nice. It's probably like excessive and not needed, but we like it. So as you look up, it's one of them big ones. If I switch the light on, it's quite a yellow light, but like that's the big old light that's in there. But I just like, I don't know, like the yellow light's kind of like really nice and warm, and it's just really cozy. He also put in 3 spotlights up there, so we actually have some like, you know, when we actually like looking for things and like getting dressed, we can have like the room really well lit up. Because obviously the other lights, they're not really like lights, like they're great for bedside table lights, but not for like actual room lights. So I've just got back from having my lashes infilled. Yay, makes me look a little bit nicer without makeup. So basically what I'm doing today, I've got a day off. The whole house is clean. I've like mopped everything. I woke up at like 6:30, so I just literally cracked on. So obviously we've got our kitchen, and then our dining room is kind of a bit of a junk room. But on the floor here we have these tiles. We're unsure whether they're asbestos or not, just because it's a slightly older house. So you need to dispose of it properly, but I've just got a ventilation mask on, just so I'm not inhaling anything. It's literally like 0.02% if it is any in there, so it's not like it's gonna cause a huge issue, but I'm just very carefully using a wallpaper scraper and just lifting them up. And because they're so old, the glue's not even holding anymore. Where we've been walking over, they've literally been shattering, so we kind of need to get them up, because it's more dangerous if they are starting to crumple. So if we get it all up while the rest of them are still intact, then less risk to health, and then we can get rid of them properly, as in like dispose of them properly. So that'll be good. So this is a little time lapse of me taking the tiles out. Today my dad's come around to help, so we are just removing all of this like rubbish stuff, and then around the corner we've got like a load of concrete. Just gonna get that into dad's van so he can put it on the skip that they have at home, as well as because he's a tradesman, he can chuck it at his yard. But yeah, so here's a time lapse of me clearing that.
little bit like a man. I've been a little bit ill, but I'm just gonna update you because I realised I've taken a lot of time lapses for this vlog and I haven't actually talked through what's happening. So I explained that I was taking up the floor tiles, which you've just seen, and then I also went on to strip some wallpaper in the dining room, just to try and get that a little bit flat, which really didn't matter in the end because we've ended up plasterboarding it now, but you'll see that again in another vlog. We've kind of been a little bit on and off of doing time lapses. I need to check with Andy to see if he's got any on his phone. And then we headed in and tidied the garden. After that, I went and painted the spare room, so putting on a primer, which you can barely see in that video. And as you can see, the walls are still quite bad. I filled them all with polyfiller because we didn't have enough time to skim. And then I just did a primer over the top, and I've just painted it with the drop down ceiling as well. I didn't film myself filming, like putting on the grey or the other white, but it's kind of like a drop down grey ceiling. I'll go show you in a second. But basically that is, we literally just wanted to get it done for the barbecue. What we're going to do later down the line is probably paper line it and then repaint it, just because the walls are really, really bad and it's still, but we just wanted to look a bit nicer for when we had friends come in to stay. And then the last one, I was doing some pallet furniture, so I got some free pallets from Andy's work as well as my old work when I used to work in a warehouse, and we stacked 3 for the bottom half and then 1 flat at the back. We're just leaving it as that for the moment, but we're probably going to do something a little bit nicer later down the line. And then I just used some grey garden paint that was like water resistant in like an hour, and painted all of that. We eventually went on to get a spray gun for the paint, just because it was a little bit easier and quicker. But yeah, that is literally all of the time lapses so far. I'm going to check with Andy and see if we've got any for the bathroom, but it may be in the next vlog, so I'm not sure. But I will show you what the spare room looks like now. So some flooring down in here, we just need to finish that little gap there. There's no curtains or blinds in here, so whenever people come to stay, we just tape up the old curtains, and the bed's not made. It's got a few bits of clothes on, but this is my bed from home. I mean my parents' house. We got another little bedside table for it. The goal with this room is to have sort of like a goldy and like a burnt orange colour, because I understand a lot of our rooms are grey, so that's the drop down ceiling. On camera it doesn't actually look too bad, but then if I show you the walls, you can see how bad they are. There's just loads of pits in them and it's just not very clean, and up there you can see where the ceiling's not really great. So eventually we'll paper line it, and that's my wardrobe from home. So we've got all of our wardrobe in here now, just suitcases when we go travelling. Yeah, and all this stuff needs to go in storage because it's winter stuff. But yeah, so this is all my stuff from my mum's house, just put in here for our spare room. So that is pretty much done now. I don't think I did any more time lapses for this because we were on a bit of a time crunch and I forgot, so I apologise. But yeah, you can see it kind of taking form a bit more. So I managed to find some videos of Andy doing the bathroom, and I helped a bit with the grouting, and so I'm just going to insert them time lapses here. And then at the end we've got the start of our kitchen worktops, which are in now, and that is pretty much everything up to date. I'm hoping to film some more as we sort of like progress through the dining room and things, but for the moment that is it for the renovation vlogs. I will probably update in a couple of weeks or so if I get some more footage. It's kind of a little bit of a halt at the moment just because money-wise, and we're very busy. So I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one, whenever that may be. Bye!